Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this fantasy door. I'm going to cover how I modeled this out in Blender, and then I took it over to ZBrush to sculpt the details on it. Then at the end, I took it to Substance Painter after doing the decimate on everything. You could just do your own retopology, but I chose to do a decimation just for the sake of this video. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, like right now I'm just modeling this out in Blender. I started with like a simple blockout, and the modeling isn't really anything crazy at all. Like I'm pretty sure I've covered all this stuff previously on my channel, but um, I think maybe the only sort of complex model would be arches, but that's really just taking the circle and deleting the bottom vertices and then just extruding the bottom ones down. And then yeah, you could just mess around with it after. This was more so just some speed modeling, if anything. I just wanted to like get to ZBrush as fast as I could to sculpt the details. Right, so after I was done modeling, I exported the model and took it over to ZBrush. And this time, instead of using Dynamesh for subdivisions, I actually experimented with like a new way I've been using quite a bit. Basically what I did was I took a standard brush and I set the Z intensity to 0. I think you could just do this with any brush, but I just chose that one. And then I turned on Sculptress and I just went over the model in the areas that I wanted to sculpt on. And all it would do is add extra topology instead of actually sculpting on the mesh. And that way I can just turn Sculptress off and like sculpt as you were in. But like you saw the model just now, would notice that the edges were kind of broken up, but it kind of helped me out this case because like all I'm sculpting is edge really, so it does kind of already set up a good base for me. Alright, so now I'm trying to like make an ornament by using an ornament alpha. So pretty much just I used the alpha on a mask brush, then I just masked it out and then dragged it out. Then all I did was go to the side view and like clear the mask from the ornament. Then I just polygrouped it, everything, and then deleted the parts that I didn't need. That might sound a bit confusing, so I'll like maybe show that in like another video. Here you see me using Sculptress like I mentioned. Then I used some ornament alphas to add some more details. Then I used the clay buildup brush to make some cracks in the wood door. Then I used some alphas to like block out the wood texture, and then I just sculpted on top of those. I really think the clay buildup brush is the best one to use for sculpting wood. Like it just adds so much texture on its own. And then I just added some hammered metal details by using the mallet brush and going over it with like trim dynamic and H polish. Then yeah, I pretty much just repeated everything and took the model over to substance. I'm just showing my layers over here. I used like a rock material for the stone. The material was actually made by my friend Mark, and I'll have his Instagram up on here. Be sure to check him out. He makes some really cool stuff. The process is pretty simple. I just made some base colors and then added like some masks, like the ambient occlusion I played with a lot, especially art mask. Those are pretty good for adding some details. And then I did some manual hand painting. Here you see me using like a color dodge layer to like paint in some edgewear on the wood. Color dodge kind of just burns all the colors beneath, so like it's pretty good to just use like universally for the whole model. Then like obviously I'll have like a multiplier layer on top to like keep things on the bottom more dark, so you're just the viewer is looking at more so the top, like the main area I want to focus on. And for like a last bit of detail on the metal, I took a seamless oil texture. I sort of just added it on a fill layer on top of everything, and then I set the roughness higher and just masked it in certain areas, just for like those oil stains on like certain parts that people could have touched or something. You know, the skin left, the oil left behind from your skin. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to portray here. But yeah, that's pretty much like all I did for this. I try to keep this one short, so I cut out a lot of parts. But I hope like you guys learned something from this, maybe. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.